The activity I decided to demonstrate is called a barrier game. A barrier game is when two students are located across from each other and a barrier is placed in between them. For my barrier, I chose file folders and I connected them. There are many different ways this activity can be differentiated. It can be differentiated based on the readiness of the student and by the interest of the student. For my activity, I decided to use a map. This is the map that I decided to use. For my activity, there will be a student A and a student B. Student A will be making a route between a point and another point. So they'll pick a point on the map and draw however they want to get to point B. Once they are done, student A will then tell student B how to get to that point using directions. Student B will be following what student A says, and student B will be tracing it on their map. Once student A is done with their direction, they'll tell student B, and the barrier will be removed, and they will share their answers. So how are barrier games important for oral language and reading? They require students to actively listen to instruction. They require students to use clear and precise language for direction. The students can also not see each other, so they are relying solely on language to listen. They do not receive nonverbal cues as you would if you were talking to someone with eye contact, which is a lot like reading. Reading relies solely on language and words. You don't get a sense of that face-to-face communication, so that's how it helps improve it. Okay, so I finished. Are you ready for me to give you directions?
Yes.
Okay. First, what street is at the top of your paper?
Albany Street.
Okay, just want to make sure we won't turn the wrong way. So my first destination A is at the park. I am on my right
Okay.
on Plaza Street. I went down to Snow Street
Okay.
and turned to my right. Then I went down Snow Street and turned to my left at the police station. I went up Main Street and turned right on Day Street. I went straight on Day Street and turned left at the gym. I went up and then I turned left on Depp Street. I went to Main Street and then turned right. I went up until West Street and then turned left. I went into West Street until Church Street and then I turned right. I went up to Church Street until Green Street and then I turned right. I went until Main Street and then I turned right. I went until Main Street again and then I turned Let me do that better. I went until the intersection of West Street and Main Street, and then I turned, I think that would be your left, maybe, towards the grocery store. I went to the grocery store until Bridge Street, and then I turned left. I went to Bridge Street until Chief Street, and then I turned right, and I ended at the
Anchor movie theater.
Okay, are you ready to remove the barrier to see if we have the same map?
Yeah.
It pretty much looks the same to me, except right here. We have different things. But overall, good job.